Yeah, mama, I'm going to explain something to you. Now, Pista Sophia is Mother Earth, right? And everything that she is in body and matter is in a state of flux, which means it's static, twisted, scattered, undefined to be the absolute bigger, better, good truth of itself. Okay? And without mankind, right, developing Mother Earth as the positive energy of the good God and truth of Jesus Christ, the example of Jesus Christ, one only more positive than all negativity, right? To state her good with us one together as truth, right? We become destroyed by all creation of existence to the reality check of us when it becomes too negative on earth, because in reality, right, we don't have the positive energy to deflect the cosmos off of us. And like anything in a positive universe, Mom, it has to add up bigger and better, good as truth, more positive than negative to stay relevant in reality check. And I'm checking this government, and I'm checking anybody else who wants to create fusion. And I'm going to explain to you why, Mom. Because they tell us that neutrons are neutral, but they are catching these decaying neutrons, right, which is of a negative energy on their foil to make their stream more pure through their lasers, more positive with energy to create it good as truth. But I'm going to explain something to you, just like I said about the earth, right? Okay? Your body is made up of atoms, and these atoms is made of protons and neutrons on the inside, and on the outside is the electrical charge of all creation of existence of the electron field, okay? Or the electron point, or however you want to say it, electron waves. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if this proton doesn't overwhelm the neutron inside the atom, right, by being more positive than the negative charges on the outside of it, to the reality of those negative waves, it can't sustain the matter, right, that creates all creation of existence of reality check. And these fools tell everybody these neutrons are neutral, right? But they know they ain't. And they keep sending me videos, you know, saying, oh, it's enough. It has nothing of a charge. Let me explain something to you. A neutron is always negatively charged inside and outside an atom. And it's only stabilized by the higher energy of the proton, Mom, by taking this protonic energy that you are, right? Knowing that you are good as truth here and now, right? An atom can't be destroyed if it's more positive than negative, right? And it absorbs that negative energy to the bigger, better of its elemental matters, right? To the reality check of that neutron's negativity being nothing to it. But I'll tell you something, every time it crosses more negative with negativity, it becomes slightly radioactive. And it does that inside the body out. And that's how we make the earth toxic, is every time we cross negative with negativity, Mom, it causes the decay and disintegration of every body of everything to the reality check of their body, of their embodiment of matter, crossing to one nothing, dust to wind at the beginning again. And that's why it's so important to understand, right? And not be left in the dark about negativity. You see, because if you know the only thing that's attacking you, right? The only bad feeling, the only hate, the only rage, the only upset, down feeling, anything that ever goes on with you, right, that it is a bad feeling, is only a negative feeling, and all you have to do is cross it back one more positive, right, to add up good. Well, that decay and disintegration no longer has a hold of you. Listen to me. If negativity can't keep a hold on you, it can't keep decaying you and disintegrating you to one neutral nothing. And if you're here and now and you don't go splat, right, and you feel negative as hell, right, to the degree in which that negativity states you, right, you come back one more positive to be good as truth. And that's why I'm making this video today. I'm telling this government right now, if you make any kind of fusion reactors, you're going to cut me in 30% or better, right? And you're going to acknowledge me for who I am, because I'm the reality check of all sustaining matter, creation applied one to the here and now existence of all mankind. And I'm done with this shit. You hear me? And that's a fact check. Listen to me. The only way you can be good as truth, the only way these neutrons are not in a state of decay and disintegration from the inside out of your atoms, Mom, is to cross one more positive to be good as truth. The neutral of nothing. They tell us these neutrons are neutral. But I tell you, Mom, if I take one positive, right, and I take one positive away from one positive, I don't have nothing. I only have nothing of one positive. I have one negative. And these fools know it. And that's the neutral of nothing. You hear me? And in reality check, man, You hear me? What they're doing is devilishly delusional. It's nutty, it's fruity, and it is not cool with me. Because in reality, check, I've spent the past 15 years putting it to their ass, and I will not be plagiarized through the scientific achievements of them, left raggedy as hell, right, to scrounge out and die out one day from them, because I'll base these fools out anywhere, any day, anytime. They don't know what kind of man's right here, Mom. They don't know I've been up against the meanest of the strongest of the baddest of men that people ever seen, and you know it. Listen, I'm going to explain something to you, government, and I'm going to explain something to you, world. All you are matter, sustainable matter, has to state one more positive than negative to be good as true, to the bigger and better of all negativity. And your fusion reactors only work that way, and that method is mine. And I'll tell you something, that method you learned from me. Why, either you learned it directly or you learned it indirectly from what your government fed you. But in reality check, that is my information. Without me, that would not exist to the reality check of you. And that is a fact check. That's God, truth, reality check. And if I'm lying, check everything, creation of existence, to the reality of these fools making videos on protons, neutrons, and electrons. You hear me? They want to call it strong force, weak force, electromagnetic. Man, they want to play with the two forces of reality, the positives and the negatives of us. And if they want to play with that, like I told you, Mom, just like Jesus showed Philip before Jesus could go there, right? Or before Jesus, nobody could go there and come out. But I'm telling you, I've stood right at the outer darkness of hell. And just like Jesus said, these people, they're in there and they're suffering and they're miserable. And you know why they're miserable? Because they're negatively deficient without a body. They can't do something more positive and good as true for themselves anymore. Because in reality check, they sold out their bodies. They were unevolved to sustain them. You hear me? And they're waiting to be reabsorbed up into something, into everything. There's no longer them forevermore. They will not be back. Not unless I have a heart enough. Because these fools that is creating us, they ain't got enough sense to make it themselves. You see? Because they want to acknowledge the science of me, right? For their own sakes. To make their own money. For their own greed. For their own poverty. And they want to leave me and mine sitting here like I'm some sort of clown-ass fool. But I'm going to explain something to you, Mom. I got more energy in me, right, than the fucking cosmos. And these fools are going to wake up to the reality check of it. To state of one more positive from the inside out is the only light, joy, warmth, good God or truth, Holy Spirit, for everlasting peace, all of all will ever know or be. It's to state that all embodied matter is stated good to the truth of their shape, form, and mass, only crossing bigger and better than all of all negativity, Mom. It's the substance, durability, and solidness. It is the value and volume of all shape, form, and mass of the here and now of reality check. And I don't care how these clowns try and wrap their atoms videos around that, you hear me? In reality check, if they're not one with it, one with the full thief, man, God, King of all I am, right? The good God and truth of the life of Jesus Christ, right? The God of all, for everlasting peace I am, Mom. The absolute bigger, better than laying down and dying negative to one neutral nothing I am, right? The thieving Holy Spirit out, the bigger, better man than all negativity I am. Well, in reality, check, they're only being destroyed by me. You hear me? I'm not having these fools. Listen, this world is so toxic. Every time the world becomes so toxic, Mom, right? What happens is it can't sustain its own matter. Just like if we become too negative to the good truth of our embodiment of matter, we can't sustain it, and the earth is no different. And what happens is when this happens, right, it has no deflection from time and space. Look, if you're in a positive universe and you're not adding up one more positive than the negatives of you, right, to be relevant, right, you're in a constant state of decay and disintegration, right? Everything negative that could kill you is out to do it and probably will at any time. And that's the situation we're putting the earth in, right? But I want to explain something to you. When Pistis Sophia split, right? In the mythology, she was an atom that split. And what happened is, between her splitting, there's two energies that came from her. The energy of God, which is the more positive of the good God and truth of all reality that goes to the point of the proton. And then the negative energy, the static, twisted, scattered, undefined energy of all reality, which goes to the neutron. Now, when this happened, the proton had to be the more positive, bigger, better energy by parts. Now, this is something that's important. Anything that's more positive by parts is bigger and better than anything negative. Okay? So in reality check, it was able to overwhelm at that point, right, the neutron, okay, which is negatively charged, to make the atom, right, the first sustainable atom of the building blocks of all God, truth, reality check of matter. Okay? And without it doing that, nothing can exist. And these fools, they try and state it every way but truthfully. You hear me? Unless they want to make a buck on a fusion reactor. You understand? Well, their buck on that fusion reactor is going to put $30 in my, or 30% in my pocket forever. You hear me? Or until all God, truth, reality check comes in on these fools to destroy them to 1-0, right? Yeah. Check me out. They will be in hell for it. You understand? Because it's my good nature. It's the good God and truth of me that brought this to their reality. You understand? Now, you can put nice videos on YouTube all day long and say kind things about wonderful, you know, man, listen, I'm way beyond that psychological nothing. You hear me? I'm way beyond it. And they don't understand, Mom, that every time I put out one of these videos, man, right, and they don't get in sync absolutely positively to the good God and truth of all I am, to the reality check of them, they are killing themselves. They're killing themselves to death. Can't be no other way. Now listen, if I tell you to only be one more positive when you feel all negativity, that will state you good as true. And then I say to you in your face, to this government, you are robbing me. You hear me? You're going to cut me in or cut it out, or it'll kill you in reality check, right? Well, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to come in tune with that. Listen, I may be a fool, you hear me? But I'm not a blind one, you hear me? I may be a thief, right? But I ain't never stole nothing from nobody who didn't have it coming. That's the man up of all I am. That's the good God and truth of all I am. See, at the crucifixion, Mom, there was two thieves on that cross. And they was both fools, okay? One of them fools was positive, one of them fools was negative. Well, that negative fool, he was created through faith. Static, twisted, scattered, blind, and undefined, right? To know what was good as truth. He's just out there robbing people blind. The other thief, right? He was positive, right? He was on that cross, and I can tell you why he's on that cross, Mom. Because he was out stealing these fools blind. You hear me? So when that negative thief, right, started talking crazy at Jesus, he shut him down. He said, that's the good God and truth of all I am. Shut up, fool. Jesus said, you're damn right. You'll be in paradise with me tonight. You hear me? And the thief got up before Jesus, and he's the angel that rolled back that tomb. And them are the two lights that became one. Good truth of the man up of all I am. The 3-2-1 God, King, Adam, man first evolved. The triple male of all I am, Mom. You hear me? Because you can't kill something crossing one more positive than all negativity. How's that work? How can you kill the good God and truth of you? How does that work? You can't. In reality check, they've been telling us lies. Our government's been feeding it to us. Our religions has been feeding it to us. You hear me? And that time has come for these people to man up and to woman up and to get at me. Because I'm telling you, man, until you do, you are dying of it faster than ever before in creation of existence. And I can prove it. Because I'm here now, absolutely, positively, as truth, tearing down your lies of negativity to 1-0. And you are defenseless to it. There's not a bomb. There's not a bullet. Listen, when I tell you, Mom, that this is a positive universe, right? And to state with this universe more positive than negative, right? State you good in this universe. Well, as truth, you can't be destroyed for that. You understand? So these fools better get at me And that's God, that's truth, that's a reality check. Peace.